Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In recent videos, we've been getting into a little bit more of the EDC stuff, and if that's your thing, hope that you're enjoying it. We recently reviewed a couple of EDC pocket knives, fold-out knives, because I was kind of getting into that space. And obviously you guys know on the channel, we mostly cover things that accessories, lifestyle, things of that sort, more so geared for men. But one of the things I recently got into was having an everyday carry pocket knife. And I reviewed a couple of knives on this channel already, so go take a look back at those videos to kind of get caught up so you kind of understand how it was a progression to get to this particular knife here. It actually started with the Civivi mini Praxis, so this is the same company, and it is a more kind of affordable $30 version. And this is the higher tier of this knife here. This one in front of us right now in this box is known as the button lock Praxis. So the other one I just showed was the mini Praxis. This is the button lock Praxis. So it is the third in the lineup in terms of progression of hierarchy, because you have the mini, which I just showed you. There is just the regular Praxis, which I don't have, but essentially is just a larger version of the mini with the same kind of basics and mechanics. And then this one here is the third level up, which is the button lock Praxis. And so this is coming in with black aluminum handles, black stonewash, and Nitro-V blade. And I did a video recently just kind of describing some of the basics that I've learned when it comes to knife material, and how a lot of these, you have D2, Nitro-V steel, and 14C 28N are kind of the metals, the blade materials that you'll find in these kind of beginning level or mid-level knives. So, and I can't really tell you which one's in order of what's considered more premium or not, but what I'm seeing in terms of price wise, D2 can be on something that is $30 like this, the mini Praxis, which is $30. I see Nitro-V tends to be on things that are like maybe 40 and up, though it's not going to be on every $40 knife, but because they're going to take away certain positives, certain negatives in terms of other material things. But then seems to be what I've seen, 14C 28N is on another Civivi knife that I purchased that, is about $75, around the same price as this. So link's gonna be in the description for this to be able to be purchased on Amazon. But I ordered this directly from the Civivi website. Now, sorry for the long ramble. I just kind of want to give a little bit of context to stuff before I jump in it, because I know for some people, they're just watching this straight for the review. And for some who frequent the channel, may want to hear about the journey getting here and where the interest comes from, being that I'm new to this space. So you have your typical Civivi box, typical fashion of Civivi. Branding on it, warranty information. I'm gonna put this off to the side. You got your typical Civivi case, which I think is a huge plus, because I commented before in another video how this really doesn't cost anything. They don't add extra cost to what you get for them to do this. And the only reason why I know that this is just a non-practical way or calculated way of coming up with it. I compared a Kaiser knife, which is a similar rival brand, versus the Civivi mini Praxis. The Kaiser was a nice guy. It's called, the name of this knife is called a Nice Guy. And they're essentially both $30, same material and everything, but doesn't come with one of these cases. You get your microfiber cloth. I'm just gonna put that down because I'm gonna lay the knife on that. You get some advertisement for other knives. You can pause that and read those for yourself. A bunch of the other standard swag that it comes with, warranty, product use. This might be a sticker or just a piece of advertisement. And this right here, is the Praxis, which is very interesting that it's coming with a Praxis, because I've got a couple of these little stickers before, but I have never gotten one that is the Praxis. That's interesting. And just a little side note, The Praxis, the reason why I bought this one here is because after diving into doing a little bit of research and information and, you know, kind of figuring out the different knives that are out there, the Praxis is actually my favorite design. So I am happy to get this. So here you go. Let me make sure I got some good lighting on this. I want you guys to be able to see this very well. This is the button lock Praxis in aluminum. Now, apparently aluminum is considered a premium material over, say, a G10, which is a fiberglass composite, over micarta, which is a fabric / resin composite. And there's probably more detail to it, but that's just like the short end of it. Then aluminum, and then after that you have titanium is like the next level up in terms of premium. So this is actually considered like a premium material within this kind of budget knife world of, say, running from $30 up to like maybe $100. Titanium is considered to be a premium, often only on knives that are about like $70. My fingerprints getting on it because the steel is cold. You see, we got the once again, I just want to make sure that the lighting is good. You guys are able to see this pretty well. Here is the pocket clip, and it's one of the newer ones because the older style is more skeletonized. And on the regular Praxis, which is the same size but won't have the button release, and will have like G10, the standard one will have like G10 scales, and I forget the blade steel on it. It's 9C something. That one has a skeletonized clip because it's the older clip, and that one came out before the Mini. And so the Mini came out, and I don't know if this one came out before or after the Mini, but it's definitely rocking a little bit more of the newer hardware. And here goes the button here. So let's give this a flip out, and it's definitely smooth. And the button release feels easier actually than another knife I just did a review on. My only other, I guess you could say, premium knife for the level that I purchased. And that is, I just want to bring it into frame just to kind of show it. This is called the Civivi Hyperpulse. And the button press to me feels a little harder at times. Maybe it's getting loose now because it's starting to feel a little bit better, but out of the box, it didn't feel as easy to press as this one does right out of the box. I feel like it doesn't get stuck. Now, some people get more used to kind of handling it where they're able to kind of, you know, use some arm action and maybe just make it like go back quick without dropping. But I mean, go in quick, very easy without, you know, delay, but without having to just let it drop. But I'm just kind of used to pressing the button, letting it drop, but I'll get used to that. Now this, it goes into a size category that I could definitely say won't be pocketable for me, not into the 5th pocket, because I don't like carrying, I've been carrying now the Mini Praxis as my EDC knife for the last like maybe 2 weeks that I had it and going into this knife journey. And I will say that that size fits. Let me just show the difference in comparison between the two in terms of the size, just so you get a little scope of that. This fits inside the 5th pocket for me. I know that this won't, and because I already tried it with the Hyperpulse that I just showed on camera, and that one's a little bigger as well. And so I know that this right here will not fit inside the 5th pocket for me. So this is more of like a type of knife that I would probably keep indoors just to have and say I have because it seems nice. But, you know, as far as actually carrying it, wouldn't be for me necessarily. But I'm just a fan of the design of the Praxis. And this was like the most premium Praxis you can get without going to a new company line, because their upper brand sister company, We Knives, makes a Praxis also in titanium that goes for like about $250. So you can see here the whole smoothed out edges. It looks really, I know this might be hard to see on the camera because of the color being black on the knife. Let me try to zoom in on that, and maybe that'll make it a little easier to see. You could see that, I think it looks so smooth. You can see the extra, just the workings they did to just kind of really make that smooth, and it's on both sides. This is a reversible pocket clip, so you can just kind of take it out of there and put it on here, which is why it's not recessed. Satin finish on that. This is your lanyard loop here. I love the stone wash on it because one thing I was kind of hesitant about, it was having an aluminum casing, because after feeling like G10, because I had older knives before, but after feeling the G10 in your hand, the G10 feels nice. But then I didn't want this just to be like a cold kind of feel. I like that. This kind of makes it feel like, it still could feel cold like aluminum, but it doesn't feel as like it'll get as scratchy. I don't know, like that stone wash just feels nice on it, so it feels like it's got a little more texture than just like cold metal. I see the branding right there. There goes the button, and the flip notch on the back, and now, being that this is all aluminum, you don't see no kind of subframe. Also, too, that doesn't have a liner lock, so there's no subframe, because sometimes when knives have a liner lock, there's almost like a subframe in there, and you could see that that's not the case. It's just all smooth. This looks so nice. To be honest, though, is that I wasn't really a fan of a lot of the color options they had for this one here. There's like a lime green. I think there's a all silver, or is it white? It's like a very, I think it's silver. And then there was this one, and I just felt this was the most like low profile, so that's why I like this color. It might seem dull to some people, but I like it. And let's see if it says the blade steel somewhere on it. There we go. Nitro-V. This is my first Nitro-V blade, and they always put the branding of the name of the blade on it, so that's nice. This blade feels like it's getting more fingerprints on it than my other ones that have that kind of look to it, but maybe it's because of the type of steel. I don't know, because the D2 on the mini Praxis, I haven't had that problem. Let me back out. I'm sorry, you guys. So it feels very smooth on the draw. I will definitely say that. Smoother than the Hyperpulse. I don't know if the Hyperpulse, just I got to get used to it, but this feels very smooth. I like that. And I'll be honest, this is gonna probably be my most premium knife that I have. Well, this and the Hyperpulse both cost the same, but in terms of just, I love the Praxis design. I love the shape. It's just something about it to me feels very traditional. It's like you have the shape for your fingers, the grooves for your fingers, which feels nice. The ergonomics, and then the nice blade. It feels like just a very traditional shape type of blade. Nothing over like too strange or too odd. It just feels like, this to me feels like Civivi's most neutral knife. And I know for some people that might seem boring, but I just like it. And that feels so nice. I gotta be careful not to scratch it on the table. I'm gonna change up my angle a little. Just wanna change the angle so you guys could see and not scrape the bottom here, scrape my table, but it feels so nice. It actually is so smooth. The button press is very smooth as well. Yeah, it feels even smoother than the Hyperpulse. And it's great when a knife that you really like aesthetically also feels good in the hand in every way, and it functions good, because then it just becomes your favorite knife, you know, especially if it's the one that is your most expensive knife. Like I said, I'm no expert though. This is not going to be the one I'm going to carry on an everyday basis or anything like that. But if I ever went camping, because sometimes I do go camping, this would be the kind of thing that I would love to take with me, knowing that at that point, you're not worried about restrictions or conceal and carry with it, because you know, you're out in the woods. But my normal everyday is still going to be the mini, but this just feels nice. And it's nice just as far as a collector, having something like this. Feels very smooth. The titanium doesn't feel, just like I said, cold metal kind of material. That stone wash just really feels nice on it. I do hope that it doesn't end up scraping and you see like a kind of, you know, typical metal color, like a gray metallic color underneath there. I hope not. I will try not to let it get to that point, even though I know knives are meant to be used, but this is just awesome and it looks so nice. So anyway, sorry for about making the video ramble too long. I'm just really in awe with this. I really like it. And as always, you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.